So good evening. I'm the Guru Papu, Russian Federation, Liberty Human Rights Defender, Moscow Housing Apology Committee, and I'm a founder of Human Rights Organization, Human Rights Libertad, человека, Libertad, свобода. I'm a victim of torture, overcrowing, human or degrading treatment with the use of limiting dangerous weapons. And today, on the 24th of November, 2021, I would like to reveal and to speak about the deliberate and strange death of my friend, a human rights defender also, but in Australia, in Sydney, about Galina Redkina. We were friends since childhood because our mothers started together at school, and so she was born in Liberty School, and they discovered this murder. They concealed the use of dangerous weapons, as I guess, uh, under the death of shots. Okay, just job chat. Um, steps. I can. Well, I will speak briefly. Um, Galina died almost a month ago on at night from 28th of October to 29th of October 2021. And the last time, we wanted to talk about Assange, but probably 2 or 3 months ago she just disappeared. I know that she was a married woman, yes, and they just live their life, and not only to speak with me, yes, but for less one time a week or 2 times a month. And yes, we did. She started English. Oh no, English. She spoke great English because she lived. She uh, she has been living uh, in New Zealand and since 2006 or 2005. Yes, already 16 years. And yes, just to practice my English, just to speak about human rights, about the situation worldwide. I just wanted to discuss these topics, yes. For example, cyber torture, high technology, neurological weapons, devices, I don't know, and many more, yes. I wanted to be a co-founder of your human rights organization in Australia to help immigrants, migration, yes, and we wanted to do it together with her husband from Colombia, David. Um, Quien habla español. He speaks Spanish and English, and yes, I lived uh, in Spain and South America, Uruguay. So honestly, this event showed that these people do everything, and they do everything just to hurt, to do just psychological torture, pain to a person. Yes, killing everybody. Yes, at this time of you know, C19 biodues, as we say in human rights. And these people, they committed millions of crimes. Uh, it was a threat, yes. Sometime, a time, just time ago, not long before death, I published a video about the death of Helena Hutchinson and Alec Baldwin. Yes, about this strange accident, and Helena Hutchinson, Galina, was a Ukrainian woman. And in that video, I spoke about Brandon Lee, yes, about Fist of Fury, one of the movies of Helen Hutchinson, and, and about uh, cyber sportsman who died, who was killed on 17th of October, malicious. They killed a young boy, 23 years he had. Not long before the death of Galina in Australia, uh, died Einar, a Swedish singer. And these people leave many traces and honesty. I knew he shuts my mouth, he starts to censor me because he blocks my English, and I love very much English. So you must know that all these crimes are connected. And you know what? How many Russian people do you know in South America and Uruguay? Just, just just few ones. Yes. For example, I lived in Uruguay. I lived in Spain, and uh, on the 10th of November, Natalia Herrera received a document in Russian Federation, But my friend died. My friend who could give and help with documents, with green card to other people who don't have home, who are seeking for a sanctuary. What a shame. You know what? He starts to censor me. He blocks me on my language on voice to school because it's very important. I'm the first one. I'm the first one, a human rights defender who revealed the truth about their societies in which are studied with the use of emitting direct energy weapons. Just for studies for research of occult mystical phenomena. Like I'm speaking to you, Kandamle, Kimbande, and Umanda. Since 1906, they are conducting cruel experiments on the population of South America, and this piece of shit just tries to shut my mouth. I don't think. So tell me, please, why did you give her documents just to laugh at me? Did you send me a penny? Did you help me? No. So I'm just explaining to you, they will have great big problems, And now he just trying to steal my language because I adore my English. I always adored my English and speak English, but they are just a primitive ones who just censor everything and just kill people in the South America. And my friend died while your person going to shopping. Nice. So that day on the 25th of 28th of October, and at 16:30, almost now we have time. Yes, I called to administration of Lipids to government. Yes, just for a meeting with Repchenko, Alexander Nikolaevich. I have all my calls recorded. Yes, and with my friend and activist, we just arranged the meeting with Rabchenko, and suddenly, this night, my friend dies. And at that meeting, you can see this meeting on Russian, Народный совет Липецка. You can see this meeting where we discuss QR codes, and we just explain our position about the situation. We talk about the Nuremberg Codex and many things about electronic devices, about segregation, about slavery, about our grandfathers and grandmothers. That evening, they didn't sell me remedies. They so they just and this lady that was at drugstore, she just smiled to me because she is a stalker on the street. Zoe Smignianska, she's just a stalker playing actress. She just smiled at me, and they know about human experimentation and about all these cruel crimes against humanity, but she just left me. Yeah, just laughed at me, mocked at me, at my face. And that evening, before my arrangement uh, with my activist, with my friend's activist, just one sec. Да. Все, спасибо, спасибо. So sorry. And yes, they didn't give me a remedy. They just conduct these cruel crimes. And yes, you must understand what they deserve. Not to be condemned, just the death penalty. Yes. So uh, many of you, um, many of you know that I'm friendly person, an open one, and I try to find to help everybody. Yes, just to help. I don't I don't need to know your nation, but I try to see and every person, not a nation, just a person first of all, a human being, and not a nation. Yes, just to help people, and many of you know that. I have friends from many countries, yes, many countries. I had it many years ago. I was very friendly, uh, helped to everybody, yes, and immigrants too. Long before uh, that, I became an immigrant. And now what? We don't have human rights defenders in Australia that can save people. But South America receives a desperate job, Anita. Job это понятно, Шульц. And mm, he sounds as me, the release of Deuce. And that night was very bad. After all these things, on the 28th of October, you can watch me on cams just to see me on streets, okay, just in buses. I just went away from my bus about my, I just couldn't support things and I just went. Yes, I didn't want to participate in some things in the bus, so I just uh, went out. Later, oh well, so sorry. Some days before, he touched me cruelly, because yes, I do great researches. I investigate crimes, deliberate crimes, and in military cryptography. As because I've started since war, I have started, yes, and nowadays I see these crimes with my possibilities, and I see like they do terror attacks, like they kill people, and even stars. So I play somebody. You must understand that Alec Baldwin is not guilty. Yes, probably he can deny everything. He can do. Uh, they will have a trial, but he's not guilty. There are people who understand all these things, yes, and this is not normal to kill all these people and people like me who reveal these crimes, who speak uh, openly about these crimes, not concealing them like these criminals, criminals against humanity. They just, what do they do? It's just they just spit it in my face, they just stab me, they just hurt my soul. And so sorry. They use apps to kill people. Do you remember that movie IT? It, no, with Pennywise. This crazy, I will just explain to you. I have recently I have written one comment, special comment. I will explain. The mind of these pseudo-docs, pseudo-scientists, the minds of them were blown away by the power from AI, artificial intelligence. which innovates the most terrible premeditated murders and the most terrible psychiatric touches and the most grave diseases, even to children. Just 1 second. They are already crazy about the artificial intelligence and what this intelligence can do. Yes, just they just pseudoscientists. Yes, and they are also the parasites. Yes, this is a class of parasite people that nobody needs to have. Neither poor people nor rich. Just look at Alec Baldwin. He's a rich person, but what did they do? Just imagine. How do you think? Are they worth to die for them? No, of course not. They are not worth to die for them. Nothing more. So yes, I will investigate all these crimes, and I will publish my first my last messages to Galina in WhatsApp, and one of the newest messages that I had near to Galina was of one stalker. In English school, I work as a teacher, yes, as a good teacher, yes, but a human rights defender. Yes, I smoke, but you just can't understand how difficult to see how they torture people, how they kill children, how they do digitalization, making children stupid. Just and that lady, a stalker, she was a copy of my aunt, a doctor, pseudoscientist, Doctor Killer. Okay, and this is a threat to Australia too, to Assange. I wrote to some people explaining how to think the meaning of sabotage. Tell me, please. Do you know a special relator and any other United Nations on Nils Melzer? Do you know the meaning of the human experimentation with the use of imaginary damage weapons used in neuroscience, neuro devices, torture, psychological torture, hacker torture, cyber, IT, it? They show it everybody, even in games. How dangerous it is! He frets me. Um, all these things are connected uh, to Australia, Assange, hackers, to IT technologies, newer devices because they enter. with apps. They connect to the brain using the app. Elon Musk has a child whose name is a number. But so Elon Musk, don't you know how dangerous he senses my speech? Don't you know how dangerous is digitalization and good technology weapons, this internet? Yes, you called your child a number, yes? But do you remember concept concentration, where little children had number here, number? I didn't understood that you work in high technologies. Now I will just read, okay? Because he censors me. So now I just need to read because he blocks my central speech. He uses direct energy weapons to block my speech to censor me. But many of you don't even understand how dangerous digitalization is. And the internet controls our brain. And we call it sabotage, hacker, psychological, touch, IT, it, and many more. Baby, big brother that watches you every day, day by day surveillance, electronic harassment. Billions of children were sacrificed for the development of neurocomputer technologies, voice to school, directed energy weapons, and doctor killers, pseudoscientists, anti-hypocrites participate in this. And Neuralink, look, all these things started since. That's why Elon Musk has Tesla. Do you understand the meaning? Yes, he has the Tesla. Do you remember that experiment of Tesla when you take a lamp? Yes, I have forgotten by being uh, God, when you take a lamp, yes, and it switches on. That's why if we have nanoparticles, special devices in our brain, we can communicate in like this. Just to have electromagnetic field working near in our houses everywhere. So we just control. So nowadays, do you understand the meaning of Tesla? Look at the website and channels of victims of human experimentation. Uh, we are targeted individuals. Peace. Just we at Moscow House and Ecology Committee have been working in the field of protection of population against directed energy weapons in neuroscience for a long time, since 1994. And Moscow House and Ecology Committee is the oldest organization worldwide in this field. These people not just torture us, but they do it in a perverse, bestial manner. These people are serial killers who had imagined themselves that they just play a role of being gods. You know, we just use a term for voice to school. I'm a god. Yes, voice to school. Radio frequency. I'm a god. The voice of God. But this is not a voice of God in your mind, in your brain. This is the voice of Dr. Killer, a pseudoscientist. The, Today we are not fighting for communism or Nazism. We are fighting simply uh, for human beings without the introduction, without uh, uh, without being inserted with any technology and mind control. Yes, and being mind controlled. And while uh, we people are fighting for communism and or Nazism, we have already been enslaved. That's what they need, so that we kill each other for ideology. Yes, while the killers, doctors, yes, pseudoscience, they're conducting enslavement of everyone, even in China, communists, they are techno-fascists, technocrats. Do you know the meaning techno-fascist, techno-Nazi? Yes, that's right. The name of pseudoscientists, techno-fascists. And they sacrifice many, many children, many innocent people. Stop fighting for all these things, communism and Nazism. We all need to free ourselves and unite for freedom from trans humanity. This is the most terrible torture, physical and psychiatric, when a brute like pseudoscientist cuts out organs mockingly in a satanic way, screams in the head with the use of voice crew and radio frequency, and you just feel the agony of torture that does not end for years. Ask just victims, ask targeted individuals. And tell me, please, would you like to feed a parasite in one place? We are not talking about Pong Joon-ho, but sometimes the little children just eats little children uh, eat apples or pears or I don't know bananas, and they have parasites later. Yes, in some special place. So now these parasites, they eat us alive. They eat our brain. They are parasites, pseudoscientists who just control us. Would you like to feed a class of parasites, pseudoscientists, killer doctors, and to have them to decide for you what you must think, when you must to die, and even no matter how silly it sounds, when you must to have sex? This class of parasites must be eliminated, exterminated. None of us need them, dear people. Neither poor nor rich, neither communist nor Nazis. We are just struggling for humanity, for human beings, for being a human without parasites, without pseudoscientists, without techno-fascists, without technocrats. We are all friends today, so please help me. And yes, it was a week of Jewish people. And in this Jewish moment, I will finish. Yes, because I investigate many Jewish things, and I know how they still kill everybody. They kill everybody. Jewish people kill Jewish people. But these people are techno fascists, not German people. Techno fascist technocrats.